in the morning, and Stallone keeps a grueling schedule because he's up in the morning and he works out every day without fail and every evening.
Sylvester Stallone's training for the Rocky and Rambo movies was intense and tailored to the physical demands of each character. His transformation from a regular athletic, fit body in Rocky I and Rocky II to a lean, more imposing boxer in Rocky III and a battle-hardened soldier in Rambo II required approaches that leaned very much towards the old-school bodybuilding training methods, combined with fitness, strength, and endurance. In this video, we talk about Stallone's transformation and the training program that he followed to obtain the rugged, muscular look for Rambo II, Rocky IV, Rambo III, and later movies. After this video, you will know how he got the extra 15 pounds of muscle mass and whether or not he took steroids during his progression for Rambo II and Rocky IV. At the time of filming Rocky III, Arnold Schwarzenegger was not only the icon of bodybuilding together with Franco Columbu, Sergio Oliva, Frank Zane, and Lou Ferrigno. Arnold had already become famous with movies like Conan the Barbarian, Conan the Destroyer, and Terminator. The movie industry was shifting little by little to present action movie stars in their most optimal physical condition on the big screen. In Rocky I from 1976 and Rocky II from 1979, Stallone looked like a fit guy but not yet so lean and jacked as we know him in his later movies. In Rocky III and Rambo First Blood, by working a lot on his conditioning and incorporating more strength sessions, Stallone had become very lean. His muscles were so much more visible than before, but he hadn't gained much extra muscle weight. He was mostly targeting muscle definition and dropped his body fat percentage down to an extreme and dangerous level of 2.8%. For those who doubt it, this is what Stallone wrote on his Instagram page on March the 27th in 2021. This is prepping for the Mr. T fight. He was one strong dude. Trust me, this is also the lowest weight and lowest body fat I ever was. 166 pounds and 2.8% body fat. That was tough. Can you believe that? How lean he was. He weighed 166 pounds or 75.2 kilograms. I wanted to look like Tarzan, sleek, tight, almost cat-like, said Stallone of Rocky III. For the Rambo II movie, Stallone and the production company contacted Franco Columbu. Sly had created some extra scenes in the script where the abdominals, shoulders, arms, and forearms had to be showed in a particular way that it fitted very well in the story. For this, Stallone had to gain 10 to 15 pounds extra muscle since the first Rambo movie. A lot of hard work had to be done, and the diet had to be adjusted so that he could build a bigger body. So Stallone and the producers team contacted Arnold's best friend Franco Columbu. Stallone needed to look more imposing on the screen, with more muscle mass and great abdominals. Sly would never aim to look like a competitive bodybuilder, but he absolutely lived the bodybuilding lifestyle in preparation for his roles.
I mean, you can't imagine what he put himself through. We'd get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. He would go in, work out on heavy weights, free weights, doing all kinds of exercises. We finished the day's work, a very hard day's work. He'd go back into the gym again and work out again.
He was strong, very strong.
With Franco Columbu, the training principles were consistent: extreme discipline, rigorous workout routines, and a focus on achieving a specific shredded look.
To train him for Rambo 2 because they wanted him to be bigger. We have in the script that he's 10 pounds heavier to 15 pounds, and we can start right now. Every day at the same time they work out.
The focus was on a split training routine, where different muscle groups were worked on different days of the week. This approach allowed Stallone to focus intensely on individual muscle groups while giving other parts of his body adequate time to rest and recover. That allowed Stallone to build the larger, more rugged physique, but still lean, required for the Rambo character. In an interview with Pop Workouts, Columbu said the following: "I had to charge Sly a good amount for the training because he wanted to train full out, just as if he were preparing for the Mr. Olympia contest. That meant 2 workouts a day, 6 days a week. I had to drop almost everything else in order to concentrate on getting him in the best shape of his life." Exercises included bench presses, deadlifts, squats, and heavy dumbbell work. The goal was to give Rambo a larger, more intimidating presence compared to Rocky. His routine would often consist of 6 days per week, typically training 1 or 2 body parts per session. Each muscle group was trained 2 to 3 times per week, depending on the focus. High volume, moderate to heavy weights, and high repetitions to sculpt muscles while keeping body fat low. Rest day on the 7th day. But Stallone often did active recovery, light cardio, stretching, etc. Here's how you can train like Rocky and get a jacked body of your own. You can take screenshots of this workout program and start training like Stallone did. There were some key aspects of training with Franco Columbu. 1. High volume, high reps. Stallone's workouts involved higher repetitions, sometimes up to 12 to 15 reps, and multiple sets, often 4 to 5 sets per exercise. This approach helped him develop muscle definition and endurance rather than sheer size. 2. Minimal rest between sets. Stallone had to take minimal rest between sets, which kept his heart rate elevated and helped burn fat. It also mimicked the intensity needed for his physically demanding roles. 3. Focus on symmetry and definition. Franco Columbu, as a bodybuilder, emphasized symmetry and aesthetic proportion. He ensured that Stallone's physique was not overly bulky, but instead lean, shredded, and functional. Ideal for both Rocky's boxer and Rambo's soldier roles. You have to keep in mind that besides building his body with extra muscles, Sly worked also on agility training, speed, and conditioning to be ready for his specific movie roles. For example, for Rocky, he focused also a lot on sparring, boxing, and choreographing the fight scenes. For Rambo, he had to undergo special courses to be able to do his own stunts and to be believable on screen when he handles a knife and bow.
8 months of training, 4 hours a day, toughen myself up. The SWAT combat courses, the archery courses, the survivalist courses.
I think the man is nuts because he's given himself things to do in this picture that nobody should ask of themselves.
He worked his butt off in that movie. He went into diseased water, mud, he dragged himself.
The technical advisors on the show, the men that have actually been through the tours of duty, keep me honest, keep the story honest.
He was damn good.
Yeah! Dead center, how about it?
You know, it's caught 3 snakes. In the middle of a scene, you see a scorpion going up your leg, and you say, wait a minute.
Like we know from Stallone, he has done most of his stunts himself in every Rambo movie. And that is only possible if your physical condition is optimal for the mission. That's also the reason why he didn't want to be too bulky. His character needed to have a physique that was functional and battle-ready in every situation, agile, fast, and strong. Diet and nutrition.
And I need to see the refrigerator. This is the refrigerator. What it's got to do with training? I say it's connected because we have to get rid of this body fat here that you can see the abdominals. Everything I saw white in bottles like mayonnaise or some other cream, I just boom and threw away everything in there.
Along with Franco Columbu's guidance on training, Stallone adhered to a strict diet that focused on high protein intake to repair and build muscle, mostly lean meats, eggs, and fish, low carbohydrates to keep body fat low. He kept his fat intake low and stuck to clean eating, primarily focusing on lean meats, eggs, and vegetables, though he likely included healthy fats from sources like fish and nuts. Before Franco decided to train Stallone for Rambo 2, he made an agreement in which he stated that Stallone was not allowed to take any steroids or hormones. As he explains, steroids cause water retention, and in preparation of Rambo, they had only 7 weeks, so the use of steroids would take a risk that he wouldn't look shredded, but rather bulky and not lean if the shooting of the movie started. They couldn't take that risk.
I made 1-page agreement, and when it got to the bottom, I wrote down that you cannot go to any doctor for anything that affects the bodybuilding training, such as steroids or hormones, without me knowing. The reason I say it is I'm familiar what steroids do to bodybuilders. If somebody takes steroids, the steroids cause water retention, and you feel immediately getting bigger. And that's what the steroids do. They bulk you up, and then later you lose the water, and then you might get a definition again, but that might be too late for the movie.
I've heard a lot of comments that say his greatest physique was Rambo 3, and I must agree. Stallone was both heavier and more muscular in Rambo 3 from 1988 compared to earlier films in the Rambo series and even the Rocky films. For Rambo 3, Stallone worked hard to achieve an incredibly muscular and defined physique, pushing his body to the limits. He had gained another 10 pounds of extra muscle. His shoulders, traps, and back muscles were visible bigger. He weighed around 190 pounds and was still shredded. The opening scene where he fights with the sticks showed us his peak in terms of size and definition. His diet for Rocky IV and Rambo 3 was very similar to the diet he used in preparation for Rambo 2. Clean natural foods were needed to build another extra 10 pounds. He also took protein shakes throughout the day. 80% of your workout results are contributed from eating healthy foods. Sly ate mostly lean meats, eggs, or fish combined with vegetables 3 times a day. During the filming of Rambo 3, Stallone has mentioned that he survived on oatmeal cookies and coffee. The oatmeal cookies provided quick energy through carbohydrates, and coffee would have helped suppress appetite and provided an energy boost. He needed the carbohydrates because between takes he was constantly pumping up his muscles with dumbbells that he carried on the set. The same strategy had been applied during the filming of Rocky IV. Every 15 minutes he chewed some oatmeal cookies with coffee, which he needed to pump up his muscles before every fight scene. However, it's worth noting that such a diet isn't ideal or sustainable for long periods and was likely part of Stallone's short-term strategy to stay into top shape during the filming.
The program never really changed much. It was always similar because he was used to it to do that.
Let us know in the comments what you guys think about Stallone's physique. In which movie do you think he was at his best? You think he was bigger in Rocky IV? From what I see, I think his back and traps are more developed in Rambo 3. He has more muscle mass in the shoulders, but that's just my opinion. I'm curious what you guys think. I hope you found this video somehow interesting. Please let us know in the comments what you think about Sylvester Stallone's transformation into the physique of a lean, muscular boxer. Subscribe to the channel for more Stallone-related videos. Like and share this video with your friends. Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic day.